Pertamanya saya nak nyatakan bahawa saya sudah pun membuat kenyataan tengah hari tadi. Saya ulangi bahawa ini satu statement yang ataupun satu pendedahan yang belum pernah berlaku dalam sejarah negara kita. Kedua, bahawa saya pada ketika itu merupakan seorang sitting Prime Minister, dan sama ada mana-mana pihak ada hak untuk membuat wiretapping conversation yang dilakukan oleh seorang Perdana Menteri, lebih-lebih lagi dengan ketua kerajaan yang lain. Ini boleh memberi kesan kepada hubungan diplomatik dan kepentingan Malaysia dengan negara lain. Kenapa dan mengapa dirilis tape ini pada saat ini? Sebab ini berlaku 5 tahun dahulu. Apakah motifnya? Apakah ini ada kaitan dengan pilihan raya kecil Kimanis dan sebagainya? Jadi inilah persoalan-persoalan yang perlu diberi sesuatu ketetapan ataupun jawapan yang tuntas. Sementara tu kita belum kaji sepenuhnya tape ataupun pendedahan tersebut, jadi peguam saya akan buat kenyataan pada sebagai holding statement dulu. Selepas kita kaji dan kita akan fikirkan apa tindakan yang sewajarnya diambil terhadap apa yang telah dilakukan oleh Ketua Putrajaya SPRM.
Seri, dalam pengalaman Dato' Seri, agensi mana dalam negara ini yang mampu buat wiretapping terhadap seorang Perdana Menteri?
Ada, saya tidak boleh disclose, tapi dia mesti ikut peraturannya. Mesti ikut peraturan. Sama ada dalam kes ni ikut peraturan, kita akan siasat.
Dato' Seri, who do you think recorded the conversation?
This is what we want to find out. Okay?
Adakah mungkin
sama ada is legal or illegal. If it's illegal, then they have to answer for it.
Adakah mungkin salah satu tindakan yang Dato' Seri pertimbangkan mungkin untuk sue?
Apa-apa nantilah dulu. Biar saya kaji dulu. Don't preempt what I'm going to do. Okay? Tapi the timing of the release looks very, very suspicious.
Tapi kalau dia tap tu tak salah, tapi mungkin pada Dato' Seri dia merilis pada public tu salah.
Tak salah ke wiretap Perdana Menteri punya telefon?
Saya kata,
kalau tidak akan datang semua Perdana Menteri punya telefon boleh ditap tak? Are you encouraging it? Okay? My lawyer.
Will you worry that it will affect your case, so many trials, especially when you are in defence for this SRC case?
No, we will study it first. Maybe some of the content might be useful for us in our defence. Okay?
Dato' Seri, salah satu tu adalah recording Dato' Seri dimarahi katanya oleh Datin Seri Rosmah.
Marahi, tak ada marahi, tak ada. Conversation between my wife and I private. You pun sembah dengan wife you, kan? I mean, what's wrong with that? That is a right of every citizen. Nak discuss apa, as long as kita tak bocor kepada khalayak ramai. Discussing about what happened in everyday affairs is a normal thing.
Kelihatan beliau seperti menasihatkan Dato' Seri tentang the country's affairs, how to run the government.
No. Semua boleh beri pandangan, tak ada masalah. Tapi saya buat keputusan. Okay. Thank you. You want to say anything?
Oh yes, I got something. Depan lagi. Alright. Okay. Alright. Now I want to make a few points. In complete professional investigation, what the agency will do, in fact, 100% of the time, except for this time, is that when they acquire particulars, information, and especially evidence, this is purported evidence that they say they recovered or rather discovered. Normally what they would do is to lodge a police report or MACC report, and then they will do confidential investigation. They will not release it to the public because the investigation itself is confidential. In fact, Latifah Koya said these are official secrets that Tan Sri Zul apparently was discussing. She is guilty of the same thing because these matters are still to be investigated. And the worst thing is, she released all this information by playing it to the public when she herself knew her agency is not going to investigate. She said she's passing the entire investigation to the police. So what she literally have done is she has preempted and emptied the investigation file of the police that is about to investigate. She has disclosed information. The police will now investigate on something that is already in the public domain. So that, I think, is a very serious breach by herself, right? Secondly, I think we are going to study this very seriously. You can see that there are at least 2 or 3 cases that this recording seems to pertain. Clearly, SRC is involved. 1 MDB is involved. One other matter is the Rizas matter. Rizas matter, as you know, is also in court. Releasing the tapes now and discussing in public in a media release is in fact sub judice. It is in fact a contempt. We are seriously contemplating a contempt action against MACC, in particular Latifah Koya. Because I think as a lawyer, although she refused to admit that she was also speaking as a lawyer in qualification, as a lawyer she should know that this was not just merely bordering contempt, it is contemptuous. Yeah? Now, was MACC trying to influence and subjudice the ongoing trials? Because you can see, I can tell you a few things where this is involved. I give you examples of how this can be subjudice. Now, you remember she said there was some element of information being fed to a potential suspect. They're talking about that at that time it was Zul, Tuan Zul Kifli, to Dato Najib. They say there was a disclosure of what was going on in the investigation, and therefore they say there is a potential breach of official secrets by Tan Sri Zul now. And of course there could be an abetment by Dato Sri Najib. They say that. Huh? Now, then they said that there is, and therefore there is a abetting of official secrets. Then they say there is a purported attempted fabrication of evidence. You remember how this matter was revealed? She said she was referring to Dato Sri Najib talking to a head of government somewhere else, overseas, about the fact that Riza actually was given loan. The second part of the conversation she conveniently forgot. Dato Sri Najib actually said Riza told him that he actually received loan from Sheikh Mansour. But the DOJ has made an issue out of it. Riza wants to document it into a loan agreement. It is not that it is not loan, but I want to make it look like a loan. That will be fabrication. So I don't think MACC understood the law. When she made that statement, obviously she is completely out of focus as to what is fabrication. But she's mentioning all this. All this she's mentioning is to influence with what is going on in the 1MDB and the SRC case, because these are things that makes Dato Sri Najib less credible, or the public and the court may even think, well, he must be guilty, otherwise why is he speaking like that to the head of state? Why is he speaking like that to his own wife? Why is he speaking like that with Tan Sri Zul? So these are things that can influence. This is what sub judice is all about, and therefore contemptuous. So we are seriously looking into it. Now, other things that that I find it very puzzling. Latifah Koya said, I have to reveal to you, the members, the public, you're the first to get it. Not even the Prime Minister, sitting Prime Minister now. But I have to reveal to you because it affects national security. Since when national security you reveal to the public at large? By the nature of its definitions, national security is a matter that is secret, is kept to the agency that investigates. She reveals to the public today what is in fact national security. She is in total breach of official secrets by her own admission. Okay, that is not on. And then you also notice when you have fresh evidence, you can either adduce it in either of these trials, the two trials, at least where we are involved, or you don't use it. Let the body to investigate it. You can't reveal it outside the court, because the question that I will ask is, what is your objective? If you're not going to use it, because you can use it if you want to, if it is useful. I don't think it is useful to them. But the idea is quite purposeful, is to influence the way the two cases are going on. All right. Now, then I find it also strange that Latifah Koya, no doubt, she was a full politician before. Maybe habits die hard. She remains a politician even today. Even as a commissioner, she seems to time these statements quite conveniently. Every time we have a pilihan raya kecil, some sort of this kind of issue comes up. And this time is about this tape recording. So is she involved in politics? Is she still interested in how Kimanis will turn out to be? Then she should, resign and go back to politics, because you have to make up your mind. All right, but the rest of the things I want to reserve until I look at the tape very, very closely. Okay, but we are certainly seriously looking into the sub judice and contemptuous aspect of her statement.
Seri, can such recordings that MACC claiming that they received anonymously be used in court?
Well, you see, if the person want to remain anonymous, clearly it is not admissible. Because in order for tape recording to be admissible, you have to show a few things. One is history, the provenance, and the genuineness. So where is the history? This is like, you remember the late Karpal Singh used to say, Lim Kit Siang also, used the same device. Lim Kit Siang say, one person by the name of Khamis called me by phone and left a tape recording outside my door. And strangely, Karpal also got the same message. On another occasion, he says somebody knocked at my door, and then when I opened the door, there was a tape, a disc on the steps of my office. There was DP Vijendran tape. Okay, so all these tape recordings are knocked out because there is no history and provenance that have to be considered before the tape recording is used. Okay, so that will answer your question quite clearly. But I think there is a lot more suspicion about who recorded, because the capacity to record with such a wide-ranging, not just with Dato Seri Najib, but Dato Seri Najib with Tan Sri Zul, Dato Seri Najib with heads of government, whoever does it has got the audacity to breach every single law that I know. Okay, and I have my doubt it is an individual. I think it is, I want to hazard to guess, I think it is an inside job. It is an inside job. They have done it. They suddenly realize that they need to influence the case, and they purposely leak it.
Is there legality in doing this?
No, you can't do it. You have got to have authority, nothing less than from the Attorney General side. It could be the Attorney General himself. It has to be the Solicitor General that gives you permission, or there must be a level of security clearance before you actually get the clearance to do wiretapping or phone tapping. You can't just tap.
Actually, because just now, earlier talking, Sri Rashma also said she will pass it to lawyer to handle it. So would your side be discussing with her lawyer?
No, we'll do it independently. We will do it independently, because our case is quite separate from Datin Sri Rosma's case. She has a point, but our case is quite separate. Right? Okay. Right. Any other question?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Tan Sri.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tan Sri.
Bye.
Thank you. Boleh. Dulu. Johnson Siapa cakap juga? Awak ada ni bantu. Ya.